Hello folks, welcome to my channel. Spirits Alex here. Anyway, we are going to talking about what's going to happen of the day. Basically, this is going to be of what's going to happen. Okay, and this is why I'm going to read scriptures and all that. We're going to learn. We're going to read. We're going to understand that. So basically, you have to do what's right and not wrong, but that's what we're going to do that. And I'm going to read a few scriptures, everything else that that you would like to write, want to read with me. And this is how it's going to be. Okay, so believe that this is going to be a good reading, and hopefully you will like it, and it's going to be good. So, September 15th, 2021, chapter is Rest in Peace, Rest in Me, My Child, and then I'll do John 15:13, chapter 15, Jesus the True Vine. I'm going to read that as well. So, this is what we're going to do. We're going to understand what's going to happen, but in order to ship-shape the conversation, we're going to do that. And this is biological theory of knowing what to be expected, honoring and everything else. Okay, so just like that. And I'm going to read some stuff in here, and then I'm going to read what's over going to be here. So basically we're going to do that. Okay, so just remember how it's going to be. If this resonates to all of you, please give this a good possible way of liking this video. Hopefully you will enjoy it, hopefully you will experience it, hopefully you'll learn anything from it. But this is what it's going to be. And this is what it's going to be. It's going to be enjoying what's going to happen. So just remember about that, okay? And remember that hopefully everything seems to be okay. Hopefully you will organize. Hopefully you will learn something. So just remember, okay? And by the way, enjoy. And hopefully you can subscribe to my channel, liking it, and like this video at the same time. And please follow me if you want to. Just remember that this is going to be good, okay? So, basically, we are going to be talking about, we're going to talk about the reading here. So it says, September 15th. So this is what it's going to be. Rest in me, my child. So this time devoted to me is meant to be peaceful. Not stressful. You don't have to perform in order to receive my love. I have boundless, unconditional love for you. How it grieves me to see my children working for love, trying harder and harder, yet never feeling good enough to be loved. Be careful that your devotion to me does not become another form of works. I want you to come into my presence joyfully and confidently. You have nothing to fear, for you wear my own righteousness. Gaze into my eyes, and you will see no condemnation, only love and delight in the one I see. Be blessed as my face shines radiantly upon you, giving you peace. So, and that means that, and this would be John 15:13, and Zephian 3:17, and Numbers 6:25 to 26. So, it means that we're God's children, and we have to focus on love and success and growth and all that. But in my definition here, it's like we have to improve ourselves worthy for another. Life is simple, and you have to take it for granted, because there's only one way of life, right? And you have to live your journey. You have to take faith. You have to believe. You have to understand the risks, understand of the mentality of it. I don't know if that word means anything, but you have to understand that, right? And you have to know. You have to know the notes. You have to believe in yourself. Believing is like seeing, and seeing is believing. But you have to understand that everything seems to be okay. It's like me reading some new scriptures, and me doing this, and me doing that, and me everything, right? But I have to embrace myself that I can do this. It's life is like uncertainty, but let's face it, we have to recognize the knowledge. We have to think things through in a bit, and we have to understand that, right? And life is a simple situation. Life is good. Life is not. But hopefully you will like it. Hopefully you will like that knowing of this, right? And this is like basically the half of it. The other half I'll read, but this is basically the other half of it. And let me continue. And this is what it's going to be. So hopefully everything seems to be okay. Hopefully you will understand what I'm going to read you, and I'm going to read you for more. So hopefully you will like more of this. Let me keep reading this, okay? This is what it's going to be, okay? So here we go. Jesus, the true vine. It says, I am the true grapevine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch of mine that doesn't produce fruit. He prunes the branches that do bear fruit, so they will produce even more. You have already been pruned and purified by the message I have given you. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. For a branch cannot produce fruit if it is severed from the vine. You cannot be fruitful unless you remain in me. Yes, I am the vine. You are the branches. Those who remain in life, and I in them, will produce much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. Anyone who does not remain in me is thrown away like an unless branch and withers. Such branches are gathered into a pile to be burned. But if you remain in me, and my words remain in you, you may ask for anything you want. It will be granted. When you produce much fruit, you are my true disciples. This brings great glory to my Father. I have loved you, even as the Father has loved me. Remain in my love. When you obey my commandments, you remain in my love, just as I obey my Father's commandments and remain in his love. I have told you these things so that you be filled with my joy. Yes, your joy will overflow. This is my commandment. Love each other in same way I have loved you. There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command. I no longer call you slaves, because a master doesn't confide in his slaves. Now you are my friends. Since I have told you everything the Father told me, you didn't choose me, I chose you. I appointed you to go and produce lasting fruit, so that the Father will give you whatever you ask for, using my name. This is my commandment, love each other. So basically it means that it's telling you something, and that's what it has to do, because when you see yourself in a positive way, you are acting like you're being positive. You have to know the basics. You have to think of, let's say that this is like a numerology thing. Even if you have numbers, letters, and all that, we have a good life of education. We have a good life of certainty of mathematics and all that, right? But it's based on circumstance of what he truly says. It's that momentum. That's why we live on this earth, to understand our knowledge of knowing what to do, controlling our lives, and not control someone else's life. We have to believe in that. We have to succeed. Because seeing is believing. Believing is seeing, right? But you have to look at things a different way, right? And this is how it is. You have to look at the positive things. You have to look at not the negative things and throw it out the window, whatever it is. But you have to base on that. You have to think things through, and you have to believe in yourself. You would have to have a give and take situation. If I give you a reading, if I give you something, you receive from that. You like to learn. You have to have a baseline lesson. You have to have that, right? And this is how it is. This is how it is. You have to communicate. You have to believe in yourself. Because life is like majority. Life is almost like maternity or whatever it is. You have to embrace it. You have to believe in it. Because, when you have negative, it will draw you into a bad situation. Like, why I'm doing this, why I'm doing that, blah, blah, blah. And you have to keep things through. You have to know it. And you have to believe in it. But, knowing the circumstances of believing is like when life is teaching us something in different ways, in different cultures, in different religions, and different things, we have to believe in that. We have to understand a new different way. We have to do that, right? And this is why it is. That's why it involves that, and it is. But you have to believe in it. You have to understand that. You have to have a sharing compromise, or you have to compromise. Instead of having not gossip or anything that's bad, you have to look at things in my vision, in my way. You have to focus on that. What I'm trying to say is, look before you leap. Or, you have to, in balancing it, you have to balance it. You have to. And you have to believe in it. And, you have to understand that life is like a picture. You have to draw the landscape. You have to draw it in order to know what it is. You have to look. You have to believe. you know, and it is. You have to, right? You have to understand that. And scriptures are good to learn. Scriptures are very good to understand that. You have to believe in that, right? And that's what it is. But you have to, you know, think things through. You have to do that. You know, if you look at yourself inside a box, it's all dark, it's all scary, it's all, you know, you're worried about things and all that. But if you look at yourself outside the box, you can see things, you can view things, you can acknowledge things, where you can see things, right? And you know what I mean. But the thing is that you have to understand that, right? And this is how it is. You have to believe that. In order to believe, you have to achieve, and you have to be successful, you know. You have to do that. But, you know, when I'm trying to say it over and over and over, I have no idea. But this is how it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. And there's one thing that you have to learn first, is my reading that I'm telling you. It kind of goes from left, right, and center. But, you know, if you look at yourself, in my vision, you know, it's good. And you have to improve yourself worthy of it. And this is how it is. Life can be good. Life can be hard. But when I see myself differently, I do. You know, and that's what it is. But when you read scripture and you like it and, you know, it's good, then you have to believe in it. So, you know, it's good to acknowledge that. It's good to understand where you're going to be. And it would be, right? But when I read things, when I view things, when I look at things, it has to make sense. It has to, right? And it's like me telling you a story, right? It's not like once upon a time there's this and this and this. You know, it's just what it is. You know, and that's what it is. But when I'm telling you a story, I'm just kind of envisioning about what's the negative, what's the positive, what's this, what's that, right? And I have to learn. I have to process things to learn about them. It's like a puzzle piece. You have to put the puzzles in the right. You have to put the pieces right in the puzzle so it can fit. But if you have the wrong pieces that don't fit the puzzle, then it's like, great, I have to do this again, which means restart it, restart everything. And that's what it is. But a matter of life is like, this is what it is. And hopefully you will enjoy it. Hopefully you will believe in it. And you have to understand that. You have to, right? And this is how it's going to be. So if you like it, then enjoy it. But remember, all things matter. All things are created by our Creator. And we have to understand that. So, if you like this video, give it a like. If you like to follow me, you know what it is, you know where it is, and you can subscribe to my channel. But thank you for watching it.